Ricky, tell us about this pumpkin.
This is the WYFF pumpkin, WYFF, and it was actually very tedious to make. It took a long time, and the F part broke, so I had to stick a toothpick in there. Joey's mom's great idea, and Joey assisted as well. And it's very clever. I'm so happy.
You hold it up to your face.
To my face like that.
Oh my god. How, you say that to everyone.
No, but he is. Look at that smile. Look at this. Hello. Oh, you're doing the flip here.
Yeah. What? We're talking. I want to hear this story.
Well, it's finished.
Emma, tell me what's so great about WYFF this year?
Everything.
Tell me more.
The new board.
Having the experience of your father in the industry.
Yes, my dad is in the industry.
Tell me what is the benefit of a youth film festival? If you want to be someone like your father.
If you want to be someone like your father, you get to be...
No, your father.
Someone like my father. Okay,
you just steal the camera.
I hog the camera, what can I say?
So, talk about Trojan TV and its relationship with WYFF.
Well, first of all, Trojan TV rules because I'm the anchor and you get to see this face all the time. Just kidding. No, Trojan TV is affiliated with WYFF because the kids who work on it also are part of the WYFF team. And it's just, you know what, it's a lot of fun. And Alex, I hate him, but he's there. So.
And we talked about both outreach and press releases, and in regards to the art and design aspects, like what we're going to be doing for WYFF.
Can I add a little thing about that to the sponsor fundraiser group? We were talking a little bit about the event guide for WYFF.
We were the outreach / alumni relations group, Jonathan, Ryan, Deborah, myself, Joey, and Sammy. And what we focused on was doing a call for entries and trying to target who actually entered and who actually submitted films, like schools and programs from last year, and stay in contact with them, but also start to research other schools and organizations, like summer programs at colleges for high school students, and maybe also what Deborah also picked up on was that we wanted to try and get more local film submissions, which hasn't really been high in the past couple of years, so we're going to target around Connecticut and also nationally and
So that always attendance, hire more local filmmakers to submit films and actually come to the festival.
Trojan TV. We can do that?
Because these kids spend like 8 weeks at these colleges making films, and then like what do they do with them when they're done? We should talk to the schools and get them to.
It's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Also, we kind of touched on kind of where's the line drawn on like comedy sketch videos, like people that like submit their stuff like on like YouTube, whatever, to get like maybe like a comedy following or stuff like that doesn't maybe take that much time to edit and shoot, whatever, but it might be funny. Maybe instead of like putting it up again.
Like everyone's still leaning towards like, okay, we'll have some bad friends, we just have to program it and correct it and stuff like that. I think that we should make this much more selective. Much more selective film festival. That people like, oh my god, I have to work on my application for the Westport Youth Film Festival. Like, I have to get in. If we make it more like that, then when people are more like, oh my god, the film festival was so good last year, I think.
Because those are the people who actually make the festival happen, and we want to encourage that. We want to really give it a professional feel, and kind of give them the atmosphere like that. Wow, this is a really legitimate, impressive thing. This is something that could lead to other things, and in general, we just want them to feel good about themselves and feel like they're the ones really taking it to the next level. And because of that, we need obviously the big attendance. But I think it's kind of like a cycle in that the more legitimate we make it and the more into it the filmmakers are, the more people will come in terms of audience, and we can encourage it both ways. We talked about the location itself in downtown Fairfield. We talked about the different businesses around, Chris was telling us about how at some point earlier on they actually closed off that entire street and did a street fair type thing. And if we could make that happen, that'd be really cool. We talked about different activities besides the movies themselves to get different groups involved and more interested. Like, for example, the parents of the younger kids, we were talking about things we could do to give them more, like make them more interested in the festival. And we talked about like having different things going outside, whether it be bands or different booths. We can get the different businesses involved. What else? And we also talked about getting outside professionals involved, whether it be like from Tribeca or from NYU or any of the colleges nearby, because those would be things that would motivate kids to come because it's connections to other places. And the last big thing, we talked about workshops and like roundtable discussions we could do in Las Vegas Cafe, and it was basically what the idea was, is that we would have a TV or some kind of projector set up, and they would air, if it was a short film, the whole thing, or a clip of the film, and then they could have the director kind of talk about it and have a Q&A session, or we could have a panel of people who are knowledgeable on a specific topic or a specific style, and it could be a Q&A session, and they would basically talk about the movie and just get people more involved. And am I forgetting anything big?
We were talking about tech a little bit.
We talked about the tech stuff more or less, and different things we could do to kind of streamline.
And Nick?
We focused on going back to previous donors, individual donors, focusing a lot on phone banks and our fundraising letters. We're going to focus on people's connections. Everybody needs to take part. We're going to start a Google Doc that's going to put everybody, even the slightest connections that anybody has. We are going to need everyone to take part in getting their families involved. It's not like we're pressing each and one of your families to get involved, but it'd be good if you take a couple copies of the fundraising letter and try to spread that around. We're going to try and see what who they would like to have as corporations that would like to be sponsors, have a group meeting to see what their dream sponsors would really be, and see if we can actually make that a possibility. And we really have to see how companies that we want to sponsor really fit YFF. We also want to talk about how important that we have the Bridge Academy program here, and how it is amazing how we can take these people, people and transform them into fantastic filmmakers, and how far they've gone. And pretty much we're going to also go into online contests that we all need everyone's help from, such as the Pepsi Reverse contest.
So Seth and Joey.
Hello, spotlight on me. What's up?
Tell me what's the benefit of being from different towns but being tied together by film?
Well, I believe that being from different towns, there's different stories to tell, different upbringings. So I think it just adds to the richness of films that different perspectives on different issues, different types of artists create different types of art, which is what we want.
Time doesn't heal, no, not at all. Just stand still while we fall.